The year is now halfway over, and there are already well over 100,000 new mobile games ready to download. Most of these games are absolutely horrible, but some of them are quite amazing, 10 of which are definitely going to be the best mobile games of 2022. As usual, this video is not talking about the top charts of the Play Store or the App Store. Most of those games are trash, and the ones that are not have been around for years. My team and I have been researching serious mobile games for the last 10 years, so let's give you our list of the top 10 mobile games for 2022. The first game on the list is Diablo Immortal. Now, before you rage quit this video, I understand that the game is super pay to win because legendary gems are only available to paying players. And I am aware that in order to max out a character, you need to spend around $110,000. It is ridiculous, and I, like many of you, think Blizzard should be embarrassed by their monetization system. However, the same serious gamers that are railing about this are continuing to play it. The downloads are exploding, and while some of those are casual gamers, serious gamers are continuing on for one main reason. Diablo Immortal is first a PvE game based on a sense of progression, and second a PvP game based on skill and competition. PvP does become very important as you become more advanced, so I have a feeling it will have a high drop-off rate among serious gamers, but right now it is exploding even among serious gamers. Perhaps this is because they think that Blizzard will make changes upon their request. I've heard several gamers say something to this effect, but regardless of the outrage, the game continues to set records and continues getting lots of coverage and playtime among serious gamers. This is because the PvE progression part of the game is very well done and still a lot of fun even for free-to-play players. The second game is Catalyst Black. Formerly known as Project Spellfire, I think this game could create a whole new genre for gaming. The company working on it, Super Evil Megacorp, is the creator of Vainglory, which was/is a very successful MOBA on the phone with tens of millions of downloads. Catalyst Black is their new and exciting endeavor, and it holds a ton of potential. They're calling the game a team-based 10v10 drop in and out large-scale shooter, and what that really means is that it is a mobile map with your typical monsters and PvP choke points, but the scaling is set up so that you are not as disadvantaged when entering the game in the middle of it. Also, the devs claim that this new structure allows for twice the amount of action, even though the matches are just half the normal length. This really caught my attention because that is the exact kind of thing competitive mobile gamers like. These devs have already been forerunners for the mobile gaming industry with their first game, so I'm predicting that they're about to do it again. The third game on the list is Apex Legends. I originally put this game at the top of my first top 10 video, and while it is doing well, it is not doing as well as the rumors imply. Some of you might have seen that it hit the 5 million download mark on the first day. That was fake. If you look on public records, you will see that the game was created over a year before it was released. Lots of games do this, and it's not a problem. Diablo Immortal was created way back in 2020. The difference, though, is that during this time, EA Games used some kind of download generation technique to get the app to 1 million downloads by October of 2021, 6 months before it was released. So we're not sure how many downloads it had when it was released on May 17th, but it's very possible that it already had over 4 million. A better metric to go by is that it grossed 4.8 million on its first week, which is really good. To put things in perspective, this is a lot more than the 600,000 made by PUBG Mobile, but much less than the 14.8 million made by Call of Duty Mobile in their first weeks. The reason I originally chose this game as the #1 game for 2022, and why I'm still keeping it in the top 3, is because it is a battle royale shooter computer game port. And for the last 4 years of mobile gaming, battle royale shooter computer game ports have been in the top 3 favorites for serious mobile gamers. I believe the reason for this is because computer game ports are often viewed as a safe option for serious gamers because unique mobile games often carry with them the bad reputation of mobile gaming. This, of course, doesn't mean that all unique mobile games are bad, but it does mean that a lot of serious gamers are wary of trying them out until they've been tested out by others. And then the battle royale style fits really well with the mobile phone because you're only committing to 20 to 30 minutes at a time. So that's why I originally predicted predicted Apex Legends was going to be the #1 competitive mobile game for 2022, and so far it's performing almost as well as I predicted. The fourth game is Once Human, formerly known as Project EOE. I just recently got early access to this game made by NetEase, and I was blown away. The graphics were stunning with a fantastic theme, all of which was well backed up by the storyline. This theme is infused into every part of the game, like your need to manage your sanity levels, which makes the sense of survival feel new and fresh. And they created an incredibly addicting and intricate sense of progression as you upgrade your technology, survival skills, and powers. The game feels like a perfect blend of Life After and Rust, and I already can't wait until I get to play it again. Sadly, I am less confident that this game will come out this year, but I'm so excited that I wanted to put it on this list just in case. If you want to know more about this game, I have made over 10 episodes on it on my gameplay channel. The fifth game on the list is Undecember, with Diablo Immortal experiencing so much success even in the midst of their horrible monetization system. I think other similar higher quality action RPGs will get more attention. Undecember is the most impressive of those competitors with unprecedented graphics for the mobile platform. And even with these unbelievable graphics, they have found a way to minimize lag to almost nothing. More importantly, the gameplay of Undecember is both easy to understand and satisfying. As you gain skills, you can combine them with other skills to create even better skills. But there is often a cost to each combination, so players must choose according to their playstyle and what enemies that they are wanting to be the most effective against. This type of intricate skill system results in everyone having their own unique character. They also set it up to where when you wear armor in the game, you can see it. This is a big deal because it allows you to feel your progression through the game. And it is somewhat unique because most mobile games do not do this to give extra motivation to players to buy or earn skins. And while these skins do a great job of allowing players to express their uniqueness, an armor-based sense of progression has been an unfortunate casualty. But Undecember is bringing it back, and I think it will remind players of how much they miss it in other games. The game allows you to change classes freely, so it is worth collecting weapons of other classes that you might want to try. I think they still need to work on their world system to make it more intuitive, but I'm sure that's on their list. Currently, it is only released in Korea, but it should have its global release sometime this year. The sixth game is Rocket League Sideswipe. For the same reason Rocket League exploded 7 years ago, this game is already doing amazing this year. Psyonix has always prioritized the sport of their game above everything else, and it shows up in everything they do. Smooth gameplay with minimal to no lag, fairness integrated through the maps and power-ups, and one of the least aggressive monetization systems found in all of mobile gaming. Even though Psyonix hired a different team to make this mobile version of their game, they clearly oversaw that it would match the original game in quality. Sadly, it is a little bit more simple than I had hoped and definitely feels more casual in the way that it looks while playing than the PC or console versions, but it is still very high quality and it has already become very popular. The seventh game on the list is Odin Valhalla Rising. Lots of people that have never played this game love to rail on it because it does have some elements of autoplay. However, after doing the research, I stand by this game as doing very well for 3 reasons. The first one is because the graphics in Odin Valhalla Rising are unbelievable for mobile gaming. The landscapes are breathtaking, the characters are authentic, and the skills are dynamic with fantastic choreography. The second reason is because of the game's commitment to its open world and your ability to travel through that world however you want. Being able to experience a world with my friends the way that we want to experience the world is a huge value to me and many other MMO players, because without it the game will struggle to feel immersive. And the last reason is because after the game was released in only South Korea, it took over South Korea and has made hundreds of millions of dollars in just one country. Guys, gamers don't spend that kind of money unless they like the game. And statistically, games that are friendlier to free-to-play players make more money. That is not always true, but it is something to keep in mind. The 8th game is King of Hunters. NetEase has been working on this game for 4 years and it is still in a closed beta, but it looks like it will finally come out this year. The first thing that is special about this game is that it combines MOBA and Battle Royale, which surprisingly works really well together. The time frame of the game types are similar, and the aspect of leveling up really helps prevent someone from winning that spent the whole game hiding. The second unique aspect of this game is that it has two-story buildings, which is unorthodox for mobile games. And then they let you jump off of those second stories, which is pretty freaking amazing. And then the third unique aspect of this game is their game type in which you get a fight mounted. Personally, I like the normal approach to MOBA better, but it's still a fun twist. The ninth game on the list is Star Wars Hunters. This game had a lot of hype early this year, but it is taking a while to release the game, which has caused some of the anticipation to drop off. But even as it is, I think this game will still do well because it is a unique mobile game. Star Wars Hunters is set up as 4v4 arena battles where you choose unique heroes from the Star Wars universe. They did a really good job of making them unique and somehow balancing all of the characters ranging from droids to Jedi. It is a Star Wars game, which is a theme that does well among competitive gamers, but more importantly, it is a unique competitive game that already has some hype among the gaming community, so I definitely see this game being one of the top games for this year. The last game is Clash Heroes. This game is made by Supercell, which means it will get lots of downloads, but as I said in the beginning of this video, this list is not based on how many downloads it's going to get in the Play Store, but rather how popular it will be among serious gamers. The reason why I think this game will be popular among serious gamers is because it is going to be kind of a unique game for the mobile phone. Clash Heroes looks like it's going to be kind of a Minecraft Dungeons game, which there's not a lot of those, and I think it's going to do really well for the mobile phone because it doesn't have a lot of time commitment each time you play. Now, I do think this game will be more casual than a lot of the other games that I usually put on these lists, mainly because Minecraft Dungeons is still a little bit more of a casual game than some of these other games, but also because it's Supercell, and Supercell has had a tendency to make more casual games. Now, I will admit that ever since Tencent took over ownership of Supercell, they have reduced some of the paywall, which is making it a little bit easier to trust their games. Okay, so those are the top 10 mobile games of 2022, but I do have 3 more honorable mentions for you. The first one is what I'm calling Project Destiny. This game has never been announced by NetEase, but by connecting the dots between NetEase's investment of $100 million into Bungie back in 2019 and a survey NetEase shared with me late last year, I figured it out, and the game is going to be a huge hit. If you want to know more about the game and how I figured it out, make sure to check out my video with the top 10 mobile shooter games of 2022. However, the reason I didn't put it on this list is because I really don't think it is going to come out this year. The second honorable mention is Evil Lands Online Action RPG. This game is exploding right now, and the graphics look pretty amazing. If the game continues to grow the way that it is and the developers adapt to the growth well, this could easily be a top 10 game for this year. The reason I didn't put it on this list is because the game still has a lot of bugs the developers need to work out if it is going to keep growing, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull it off. And then lastly, there are a lot of games that I put on my last top 10 video that are not on this one. I still stand by most of those games, just not as much as I do now. The reasons for this are varied. Some of them, like Pokemon Unite, lost hype a lot faster than I expected. Others are taking too long to release, and there was at least one bad prediction in there. Well, that's it guys, hope that helps. If you feel like there was a game that should have been on here that wasn't, it probably wasn't because I missed it. I did a lot of research on hundreds of games, and this is what I came up with. It doesn't mean they are the best, but it does mean that they're the ones that I think are the best. That being said, I'm always reading your comments and learning more and more. If you have a game that you want me to consider, please put it in the comments of this video. I will read them and make sure that I have researched every game mentioned. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.